arkadaşlar. Kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Bunların bir sesini kısalım. En son bu Chris'in Fleet'in kurucusu olan Chris'in hazinesinin peşindeydik. Galabank'a ait bir gemide olduğunu öğrendik bu hazinenin. Ama bu geminin nerede olduğunu bilmiyoruz. Bunun için bize bir görev verdi. Bir parti gibi bir şeyde Galabank'ın üst düzey bir yöneticisinin de katılacağı bir parti varmış. Oraya sızacağız. O alandan bilgi almaya çalışacağız. Ya da onun bilgisayarından. Ama burada kaldık. Devam edelim. Beğenmeyi ve abone olmayı unutmayın. Hadi bakalım. İlk önce üstümüzde çok gereksiz toplamıştık. Bayağı yurt toplamıştık. Onları bir satalım. Rahatladım mı abi?
I was wondering when you'd wander my way. The name's Fergus. Fergus Wickham. But you can call me Bog. Welcome to the last Nova, where the drinks are never free. Guilty? You name it, I got it. Although, I can't speak to quality. We don't believe in expiration dates here as long as it gets the job done. Got it back in my experimental days. Before we fixed up Nova, she was a real boggy mess. Practically an indoor swamp. I figured some of what's growing around here could make some decent booze. Some might say I only got the booze part right. As long as you're buying, stay as long as you like. The last Nova never sleeps, so no last call here. Since it's your first time with us, I'm willing to make an exception to the rule and offer you my speciality. On the house. One free bottle of Bog's Grog. That's the spirit. I knew you'd be the adventurous type. And if you like it, you're in luck. Cheapest drink you can find. And guaranteed to drown those sorrows. Now that's a trade secret, mate. And a homegrown one at that. But nothing to worry about. I've been serving it up going on 20 years now. Only things that kill my customers are bullets and stupidity. Nova wasn't always the lovely sight you see before you. She used to be a hydro farm and put overgrown water everywhere. I almost gave up. Well, let's have a look now.
Ne var? Abi bir şey var. Tamam satacağız sana kanka ya. Şimdi kalsın. Sat. Sat. Kalsın bakalım. Senin paran bitti. Senin paran bitti kanka. Başka satıcıya gidelim hemen.
There are a good many places I would rather be right now.
Kanka sen de şey yapma be. Bir dur bakalım. Bak burada görev var. Dur şimdi bizim şey nerede? Burada ya değil mi? Ticarethane.
Don't even try. Hey.
At bakalım kanki. Kalsın dedik. Bunu sat. At ya. Koy bakalım. Oo güzelmiş. Tamam giymeyiz. Tamamdır.
Don't be a stranger.
Görevimize devam edelim. Şimdi neydi? Yusuf'a rapor ver diyor ya da de gövde geçebiliyoruz. Bir rapor vermeye gidelim ya, adamlar çalıştık karşısında. Hep onlar için çalıştık. Gemiye bir kontrol edelim.
You've got stuff to smuggle. I've got.
No, but sounds like
Bunu yok ki, bu kalsın burada. Zor herifimiz var. Tankımız var. Tank yaptık. Vay, bunu şey yaptık. Kargo yaptık bunu. Bunu kullanırız bir ara. Claymore. Ama devam etsek. 16. Bu arada Razor Crest'i de aldım. Bu da modda giriyor beyler. Haberiniz olsun. Bu da ikonik ship modaya giriyor büyük ihtimalle. Falcon burada duruyor. Daha en son aldığımız gemi. 2 kişi mürettebatı var. Bunu kullanalım ya. Ama bunda da şey yok. Kullanalım yapalım. Bunu da uçalım bakalım. Göbekten önce size göstermek istediğim bir şey var. Ya da bunu başkadan gösteririz ya. Bu da bir mod. Modla gelen bir görev. Başkadan gösteririz. Şu an göreve gidip görevimizi yapalım ya. Hiç ayak kaynamasın. Mantısı yine benim ha.
Nice. Clean set.
Plenty of marks to go around. It's a good time to be a pirate.
Git işaretledik. Git'e gittik. Tamamdır. Sonra döneceğiz. Bir tık ağır gemi ama hadi olsun.
Grab drive spinning down. Systems green.
Merhaba Trevole.
Vessel ID acknowledged. Port 1 cleared for docking. Welcome home to the Vigilance.
Like a glove.
I have no particular love for the UC or their bravado.
Sen de kanki yani. Oraya gidiyorsun sevmem, buraya gidiyorsun sevmem. Sana bir şey beğenmedik yani ha.
Wherever the Crimson Fleet go, we'll follow.
You're back. So how did it go? Frankly, it's because we've never gotten this far before. The last agent I sent to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet ended up in a morgue on New Atlantis. Even with our best intelligence equipment, we can monitor very little from the Vigilance. We can pick up local communications chatter and use long-range scans to see where you travel. But when you're on the ground, you're on your own. If we get too close, we not only expose ourselves to an attack, but we might blow your cover, and that could get everyone killed. You stop now. Delgado will make it his life's work to hunt you down and kill you.
Not to mention the fact that you could potentially jeopardize the intelligence operatives we have in the field.
Lieutenant Toft is correct. I'm sorry, but there is no turning back. That being said, I believe you should be proud of what you've accomplished. I was certain we'd fool Delgado, but never. She's a sharp one. Overcoming her scrutiny is no small matter. Did you discover anything worth reporting yet?
Evet.
If the intelligence I've read is accurate, Delgado is a charismatic leader, but a bit short on judgment. That's why you want to stay on his good side, and stay away from Neva. She's shrewd, and she's sniffed out everything we've thrown her way. I understand your concern, but you can rest assured that every member of this crew has been thoroughly vetted by both myself and Lieutenant Toft. Any information that you turn over will not be leaving this ship until it's fully encrypted and encoded. I give you my word. Legacy. Why does that sound familiar? Wait a moment. Are you telling me Delgado may have actually located Crix's legacy?
I have never heard of such a thing.
I'm surprised. I thought this was one of those tales that made it to every corner of the settled systems.
I suppose it's possible, sir. Intelligence picked up a bit of chatter on that subject recently. We assumed it was some sort of tall tale or a story to attract recruits to their cause. Well, let's find out if Delgado's chasing ghosts, or he's smarter than we suspect. Let me see what we have here. Nope. There are no records of a Gal Bank transport named the Legacy in the database. I think Delgado's trying to manipulate you. What do you think, sir?
I think there's no record because Gal Bank is hiding something. Delgado's no fool. If he risked his own neck to get that information, then he must be on to something. We have to take this seriously. What's your next move? That one's simple. We monitored your ships heading down to the surface of Suvorov. In fact, when he returned to the key and you didn't immediately follow, well, we almost thought our operation was terminated. Can you imagine the amount of embarrassment Gal Bank would have to endure if they listed a lost transport in the ship registry? Doesn't matter if that ship went down 500 or 500 years ago. If news gets out that a bank has misplaced money, it would tank their value. Clever, Delgado. Very clever. If I were in your place, I'd be trying to do the exact same thing.
Biz satranç oynuyoruz ya. Allah biz de ortak yapıyoruz galiba.
His hands on what could potentially turn out to be the largest haul of credits the Crimson Fleet's ever seen.
Maybe I should head out to New Atlantis, sir. I could press the Gal Bank execs for information. Get ahead of everything.
No. Let's allow this to run its course. We have our agent here feeding us information. I think that's good enough for now. There's more to this than just finding the location of the transport. Jasper Crix was clever. For some reason, he never got there. Because the Crimson Fleet would be a totally different adversary, and Crix wouldn't have disappeared years ago. Even if they hid the money with that damn human computer Shinya Voss, our forensic accounting people would have found that data. No. The Crimson Fleet are in dire shape right now. They haven't seen that much currency, well, ever. And let Neva Mora take his place, or Shinya Voss, or any one of a number of pirates already gunning for his position. No. The solution is to stick to the undercover operation and determine how much of this is truly a credible threat. It's imperative that you do. If the Crimson Fleet gets its hands on a transport full of currency, it would be disastrous for the settled systems. I need you to do whatever you can to bring us more information. And for God's sake, don't kill anyone on that Starliner. You're both dismissed.
Bakalım. Gidelim.
Heard you boarded the key. I can't imagine what state the pirates have left it in.
Feminist daha. Bu ne? He, bu şey, doktorun verdiğimiz görev. Bakalım. Legacy'nin peşinden.
Undocking complete, Captain. Never get tired of that.
Oo, gemi güzel beyler. Aşağı aşağı aşağı. Kalk. Aşkı hey bastı.
Troubles you need to share.
Oldu kanka ne
Well,
güzel.
hello, sunshine.
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
Güzel ortam. Kaptan.
About time you showed up. All right, I want to know what's going on.
Rokov.
I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Neva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out. Oh, sure, sure. First a tour, followed by a formal dinner at the captain's table. Let's get one thing straight. You're here for business, not for a vacation. So let's start by talking about Delgado's sudden olive branch. Because the only way to achieve a win is by agreeing to play the game in the first place. Worst case scenario, I don't make the fleet, but I end up a couple thousand credits richer. That's almost a win-win, don't you think? Happy? Oh, I'm thrilled. Still, this leaves me with a lot of unknowns, and in our line of work, unknowns get you killed. So Neva's message said you were here for Dombrowski. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal? Don't play games with me. We both know pinging a message back and forth to the key is going to take longer than we have to do this job. We're supposed to be working together on every part of this. So, you gonna tell me what else you're here for, or not? Okay. So why are you targeting a Gall Bank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest? Merchant vessels, transport, supply convoys, mining settlements, you get the picture. But taking on a megacorp, that's a really big deal. Something the Crimson Fleet stayed away from in the past. Sounds to me like Delgado's either getting desperate, or this is leading to an even bigger
Akıllı adam
score
abi.
down the road.
Çözüyor ama ölemeyeceğim buna ya.
Playing it safe for now. Okay. I can respect that. But let's make one thing clear. If I'm gonna stick my neck out by helping you get near Dombrowski, I want something in return.
It would seem we have little choice in the matter. We should hear him out.
Oh no. No, no, no. Delgado isn't gonna drop a cred stick on the table and be done with it. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that.
Bir de o şey demişti ya, bizde Dalgola şey demişti, hani kızıp davet edersin demişti, yardım edersin falan ya. He.
All right, all right.
Hiç iddiaya girmeye gerek
See,
yok.
that wasn't so hard, was it? Now let's talk business.
Adam lütfen bize izni vermişti yani.
Dombrowski's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt.
Oh no. Is shooting everyone an option? Alternately shooting ourselves to avoid it?
The event's a complete sham. Bunch of rich snobs getting together and throwing a party for themselves. These people couldn't give a damn about Terran preservation or any other charity for that matter. Someone with enough disposable income to afford a permanent six-figure cabin aboard one of Trident's finest space liners. Consider it similar to owning a luxury mobile vacation home. Plaything for the wealthy, you get the gist. Yeah, well, lucky for you, it's not black tie, so you'll be fine. This card will allow you to access the Starview Ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dombrowski, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets. He's a VIP executive, which means he either worked really, really hard using blood, sweat, and tears to make the arduous climb to the top, or he backstabbed, lied, cheated, and betrayed his way up the corporate ladder. From what I've heard, it's the second option.
Okay, then.
Well, you better learn quick. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started.
Hatta öldürmek bizim işimiz değil.
Good luck. You seriously need to ask. Okay, I'll give you 2 reasons. First, Gold Bank protects their own. Kill Dombrowski, and they send Ecliptic after every Crimson Fleet ship they can find. Not something Delgado wants, I suspect. And second, you offer Gal Bank employee in every single Gal Bank facility in the settled systems will triple their security. I'm gonna guess that won't help with whatever your plans are regarding Gal Bank, now will it? They claim their goal is to celebrate the soul of the Earth, the culture, the people, and the ideals of the past. In their minds, Earth is now dead, which is why they feel that preservation of its remaining aspects is so important. In reality, this is what happens when folks with far too much time and far too much money get together to make themselves feel like they're contributing to society. What the hell? When I asked you earlier, you said you weren't here for anything else. Not only did you lie to me, but now you're telling me that she sent you after the award alone? Neva must be out of her mind if she thinks she's gonna screw me out of this deal. I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. I spent months manipulating the Terran Preservation Society into hosting their gala affair aboard the Siren of the Stars. I had to arrange the event to make sure that the award was aboard the ship. Neva said she'd do the rest. When I got a message about Dombrowski, I assumed she'd be tagging along to steal the award. But looks like she sent you in her place. She told you to hold that over my head, did she? Oh, that witch. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. So tell me, what's the status of your plan? I once saw Neva strip down a UC security ship and sell the parts back to the UC through a shell company. If that doesn't put your concerns to rest, I don't know what will. Now tell me, what about the status of your plan? How can I help? Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrook, and you can probably find her in the Starfield ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid. What's the status?
Tamam.
Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canopy.
Şimdi... İlk şu ödü işini bir halledelim bakalım.
They're frozen, not fresh.
Çabuk dostum, çık şuradan.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping the ship with triple redundancy in almost every returning system.
Böyle çıkacağız.
Every day that I wake up in my bunk,
Oyundan çıkacağız abi. Lan değil. Evet, çöp zaten çantada çöp. Oha, ortam çok iyiymiş lan.
On behalf of myself and the entire team at Trident Luxury Lines, we wish to thank you for choosing to travel with us.
Ben şu ödül işini edelim de. Ama yarışa bakarız.
Pleased to make your...
Yes, I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important. Not at all. I was assured that this particular ship was outfitted with the absolute latest and cutting-edge security. I am completely confident that Trident Luxury Lines will keep all of us safe. Probably in a few days. I don't want the award transfer to actually occur until we're safely in orbit at our destination. Of course, if I keep getting interrupted, the ceremony might never take place at all. Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask? During my tenure? Oh, certainly not. There was an unfortunate incident where my predecessor attempted to sell the award to the highest bidder, but that was quickly resolved. Needless to say, they'll be spending the rest of their life in a UC prison. Well, the Earth Savior Award is one of a kind. The Blue Diamonds alone are irreplaceable. Since we can't produce a new award every year, it's instead passed from one recipient to the next. I supervise the transfer and make certain that there's ample security during transport and at the destination. Yes, it's quite marvelous, isn't it? Absolutely. It's far too valuable to be left anywhere else except the master safe located at the purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the like...
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you...
Oğlum bu nasıl kimin lan? Oha. Hadi.
Is not the real definition of decadence. I do not know what is. If the
Welcome
rest
to
of
the
this ship
purser's
is any
office.
indication,
I'm Chief
I
Purser
imagine there is an
Murata.
incredible amount
How
of
can I
wealth
be of
stored in there
assistance
right now.
today? An excellent question. My responsibilities include all of the Siren's financial, customs, and commercial goods transfers. Honestly, I really enjoy the work. I get to meet people at every port of call. Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered, the safe will be permanently sealed until it reaches port. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe. Well, if you change them... I'm sorry, it's against Trident policy. You do? All right, but you didn't hear this from me. Do you understand? I don't want to lose my job. I like Captain Rokov, but I think he's mixed up with some very dangerous people. I was bringing some paperwork to his quarters one day, and I found a slate with a message he received from someone named Delgado. That would normally be fine, but the message mentions the Crimson Fleet, as in pirates. Can you believe it?
Ablam patlamış
If
ya.
you want to grab it, the slate should still be in his quarters. Somewhere. Oh, the safe is marked in the unlikely, in the even more. So, have a safe journey. How may I assist you today? I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you? Don't forget to tell your friends how much you enjoy the cruise.
İnternet kimliği bulacakmış. Bir kartı yani. Haydi yine kılımı konuşacağız.
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? Excuse me? Why in
Direkt
goodness
söylemezsin
name
bana.
would I do something as
Harbiden de
foolish
yani.
as that?
Ay. Dur şundur.
I should say so.
Dur şunu kaydedelim böyle.
Have you tried the
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? I'm a very busy woman. Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that? Okay, there's no need for that kind of talk. I'm sure we can work something out, right? Here, take it.
Bu kadar kolay mı be?
And go.
Ablacım bu kadar kolay pes etmeseydin iş keşke be.
Please remain in designated passenger areas at all times.
Ya çok basit pes ettin ya. Ben de güvenliği falan çağırır sandım o ne? Aldık mı abi? 65.000 kredilerini. Oha. Güzel. Şimdi gidelim. Göreve gidelim. Yani çok basit oldu. Ne kadar basit olması beklemezdim ya. Biraz daha soygun tarzı olsaydı daha güzel olurdu. Mesela bekçi çıkaracağız. Kadın ofise gideceğiz. Kartı alacağız. Martı alacağız. Bilen. Erkek gibi biz gene Terminator gibi geziyoruz ortalıkta baksana.
The society chair has really outdone herself this time.
Here for business or pleasure?
Quite a
I certainly
lovely
hope they
Starliner.
decide to hold
Nothing
all
but the
future
best for
society
the
events aboard a
society, huh?
Starliner. When you join, they send you a small chunk of rock from the Earth itself. I keep mine on my desk. That award is such a joke. It's for members of the society to pat their own backs for spending the most money on the cause. The considerable amounts of cash that Dombrowski donates is the only reason we allow him to attend society functions.
Nice to have met you. An open bar would have been nice. Dombrowski is married to some poor woman that he constantly leaves behind in New Atlantis when he goes on his business trips.
Karısını anlatıyor, tamam.
Well, that was boring.
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it? So, what brings you aboard? Larry likes to drop overly complex words into conversations. I'm sure he knows that it annoys people, but he does it anyway.
Tamam.
Don't forget to donate to the
Hello.
cause.
Are you a member of the society? The society chair? Let's put it this way. He screwed over so many people, if he suddenly disappeared from the universe, I don't think anyone would miss him. Enjoy the rest of the event.
Tamamdır. Reis sen de öyle diyorsan öyledir.
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard the Starlight. Hello? Are you a member of the society?
Evet.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Here for business or pleasure?
An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got.
Can we do this later? I'm busy.
Konuştuk.
That view. I heard he uses Galbank's VIP suite on the Siren of the Stars almost monthly. Does the man ever do any real work?
Bilmem, yapıyor
That's
bazen.
all then? Okay.
Quite a lot. So what brings you up? He's been spending a lot of time with Claudia Swist. Quality time, if you catch my meaning. I'm certain his wife doesn't know a thing about it. That's all then?
Kalitesi konuşacağız abi.
Okay.
Have you tried the canapes? He's been spending a lot.
Tamamdır. Anladık.
Well, that was boring.
Gemi. Bu ne be abi? Dünyada gemi yani he. Deniz bir havuz var içinde geminin ama. Ne tatlım?
Sorry, do I know you? Okay, that's a hell of a way to open a conversation.
Biraz korkta başlayalım.
Why don't you cut the crap before I tell my partner that you're harassing me? Believe me, you don't want to piss him off. Who? Look, can you just cut to the chase already? What's this about? His wife? Oh, for the love of God. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No. He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy? You're not very bright, are you? I'm a grade C3 exec at Galbank. That means my credentials get me into two places, the front door and the ladies' room. If that's all you really want. If I give you dirt on that son of a bitch Dombrowski, all I'm doing is endangering myself. Why would I do that? Why should I trust? If you're trying... That's true.
Kritik başarı, çok iyi.
This far already.
Kıtaslar sonra.
You've made your point. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme where thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
I do not understand. Your anger is focused on Mr. Dombrowski, but clearly the failure of this plan rests on you as well.
If you had to work near him day in and day out, I think you'd understand. He's a disgusting pig, plain and simple. I didn't know who the hell you were. For all I knew, you were working for Dombrowski. It's called playing it cool. You should try it sometime. I'm not gonna tell you. Let's just say that I'd be sent to prison for a long time if Galbank figured it out. Oh, angry isn't even the right word. The plan was solid. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. Oh, I know he was using me. At the same time, he was saying how much he loved me. He was stringing me along and stabbing me in the back. I was going to confront him back on Jemison, but then he invited me on this little trip through the stars. All expenses paid, first-class accommodations, the works. I figured, why not wait until I've milked him for every credit he's spending before I drop the hammer? I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention.
Tamamdır canım.
Good luck. You're gonna need it. What, are you ready to damn knob? Vera works for UC Security, so he kept a lookout on their comnet for any Galbank chatter. I guess you could call him our early warning system. And Dombrowski made sure that all of the crypto manipulation I was working on didn't turn up in Galbank's automatic audits. You need top clearance for that kind of access, so we had to cut him in, whether we liked it or not. What do you think is going on? I'm using that gullible idiot to get what I want. If I have to squash him on my way to the top, then so be it. Let's get one thing straight. Larry Dombrowski's no saint. He deserves everything that's coming to him.
Saints seem few and far between these days.
Dombrowski is a piece of human garbage. He'd stab you in the back for table scraps, then stab you again to steal dessert. The plan's always been to milk the guy for everything he's worth, and then leave him in the dust. Not bad for a lowly Galbank worker drone, right? I wrote a computer algorithm that basically creates a randomized number of false ghost credits that mimic the crypto key of actual credits. Then the algorithm simply passes the ghost credits to whatever legit transfers that the bank transacts. The genuine credits enter a dummy account. The best part is that I also alter the crypto keys as the real cash flows into our accounts. By the time it lands in our pockets, the creds are clean. So, on paper, it appears that all of the bank's transactions are covered, when it's really just our ghosted dummy creds. Genius, right? I hope you hurt Dombrowski. Nail his ass right to the wall.
Öldürmeyeceğim ama sakat bırakabilirim.
The society chair is really outdone. Hello, are you a member of the society?
Quite an event they're throwing today, don't you think? Hello. You here for the charity event? Oh, absolutely. I'm a firm believer that attending these types of events tends to absolve one of their sins and cleanse their soul. But something tells me you're not really here to discuss the event. What did you really want to talk about? Well, I work for UC Security, meaning that business isn't exactly my area of expertise. I'm afraid I can't really help you. If you're looking for a business opportunity, you might want to check with someone else. Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off.
We both know exactly who you are.
Just in case you weren't aware, I am the authorities. Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe?
That view is
Get the hell
absolutely
away from me
spectacular.
before I
isn't it?
have you arrested.
Hayda. Bize bir şey yaptı ya. Bakayım bir şey deneyeceğim. Başka bir şekilde yaklaşma deneyeceğim bakayım. Böyle kıyıya bizi biraz çıktı bize.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
An open bar would have been nice.
Hello.
But Trident's gouging us for every credit we've got.
Dombrowski, he's the exec holding court over in the VIP area of the ballroom. Yeah, sorry, I work for UC Security, not Galbank. To be honest, it might not be as glamorous. What is this all about? You mean specifically? We monitor all... You're asking a lot of strange... Claudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't... Whatever you think you know about...
We both...
Worried? Why should I be worried? Anything you try to report will boil down... And since I work for...
Her türlü böyle oluyor. Yapacak bir şey yok yani.
Quite a lovely starliner. Nothing but the best for the society.
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. But it's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows. Maybe. But if something goes wrong, and he's able, with all of these wealthy patrons... Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your... This is one of Trident's premier starliners, including triple redundancy. Luckily for us, it will still trip an emergency and everyone will have...
Your lack of commitment does not exactly fill me with confidence. Are you sure this is a good idea?
Don't worry. It'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at... One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sundin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's... Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here and won't be long. On the surface, he's an upstanding citizen of the United Colonies, pretty high up in use. Underneath, he's a greedy piece of garbage. Given the chance, he'd backstab you for a... Come to think of it, if he wasn't such a petty type. All passengers are instructed to immediately report to their cabin. Fortunately for us, all of this is normally to ensure the crew can check cabins quickly and without interference. There's access to the crew section that you can reach through the Starview. Chief Sundin should be there, wasting time at his state. Once you're past Sundin, just look for the room marked. Remember, the moment you shut down that system, the entire ship goes into lockdown.
Here for business? Pleasure.
This is well maintained, to be sure, but obviously the credits have all been spent on the areas the guests
This
actually
area is off
see.
limits to passengers. Wait a second. You're Captain Rocko's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What can I do for you? Oh, sorry. That area is off. Oh, tell you what, I'm just going. Maybe you can hold. Whatever you do, don't break anything, or I'll be out of a job.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Much nicer in here now. Plenty of room.
Peki dur içeri kapıyı kapatacağım çünkü. İsminiz çıkmasın. Merhaba dostum. Nasılsın, iyi misin? Bir alt atışma var mı?
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here. First of all, you're in no position to demand anything. And second, you must think I'm stupid. There's no way I'd possibly incriminate myself by handing over the evidence.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain
Don't
has
act so
declared a
surprised.
ship-wide
You didn't really think I'd make a deal with Claudia or Dombrowski without having a little insurance policy of my own, did you? Huh? If I've learned anything in my years at the corporate fraud division, it's always have an exit strategy. Claudia said that. You sure? Damn it! That means my money's already gone. And Dombrowski's going to walk away with a fortune. I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I
Rahat
could
olsun.
end up
Sen
in
bunu
jail.
bir şey yap, biz de seni görürüz.
Oh, I've got everything you're gonna need. This is a one-stop shop for you. We're talking a slate loaded with dates, account numbers, ID scans, even an audio recording. It was my little insurance policy in case the shit hit the fan. There's a solid enough trail here to send Dombrowski straight to jail. Dombrowski had the authorization to wipe out records on Galbank's system without raising any red flags. I let Claudia talk me into that. She said she had him wrapped around her finger. Apparently, she was wrong. At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it.
The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins
Well,
in an orderly
since Claudia has been spending time disgustingly close to Dombrowski, I think she's suffered enough. On the other hand, I've got very, very special plans for Larry. I have some friends that can, well, let's just say, take care of the problem. That's if you leave him alive, of course. We'll just have to wait and see. All I can tell you is that there's more than a few people at Mast who find Commander Hakkında to be a huge pain in the ass. I mean, the UC is aware that the Crimson Fleet is a problem, but it pales in comparison to the issues with the Freestar Collective. Hakkında's loaded with big-picture ideas, but not a ton of evidence to put them into action. And frankly, it's driving my superiors crazy. Wait a moment. Are you telling me that this scheme is getting so out of hand, it also involves the Crimson Fleet? That's all I need right now. Enemies on two fronts. Just because I'm helping you nail Dombrowski doesn't mean I'm turning my back on UC security. How else am I going to ensure that he ends up behind bars when all this comes crashing down? No. You can leave me out of your... You better tell Dombrowski to run. Because if you don't
İyi
kill
bari.
him,
Bizi öldürmese. Beni
I
öldürecekti.
will.
Yani o öldürsün. Biz şey yaparız. Hadi alacağımızı alıp çeker gideriz.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Dur babacığım. Gel başım içeri. Gel. Andrea. Gelsene kızım içeri. Gel içeri. Allah Allah seni kahretmesin ya. Bu kapıyı da.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting
Ay,
Claudia
çakal
and Peter.
öğrenmiş.
I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation. You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action. Au contraire, my misguided friend. There's a bargain that needs to be hammered out, and you will listen to the facts before we proceed. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you in this endeavor. Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me. You may as well ask, is it necessary for the sun to set on I see. Well, that certainly places a damper on our negotiations. Perhaps I can hasten. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials. I assume that's what you've been angling.
Will there be much more of this? My head is starting to hurt.
Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself. Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference. Though, Larry Dombrowski will be mysteriously... Oh, it was actually a rather easy... It's the only thing of significance. It appears we've reached an accord. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very...
Bunlar iyisinler birbirine karşı biz karışmayalım abi hiç. Boşver çalmana gerek yok. Çöp. Onlar yesin birbirini. Biz hiç karışmaya gerek yok yani. Ne varsa yapsınlar. Biz kimseye ödemeden işareti gittin. Dur be kızım.
Well, looks like everything worked out, just like we planned. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling debt that Sandine owed me. But hey, you got the job done. I'm glad you feel that way. Just remember to tell Delgado how much I pitched in to help. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? I usually have a nose for these things. Whatever the case may be, it's apparently worth... Of course, of course. I understand completely. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming. I owe you one, Dover Beach. Don't worry, it's not an insult. It's a very old Russian word for comrade. It's what I intend to call you from now on, so...
Tamam dostum. Ben sevdim ya.
Don't worry. You'll get what's coming to you. I promise.
Neyse dostum.
Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
Gidelim. Burada mı diyoruz? Aa, buradan gidiyormuş lan. Dur.
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter your cabin.
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency.
Nereye gideceğiz?
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is...
O buradan da çıkıyoruz lan.
Our security team would appreciate it.
Heh, buradan tamam. Oldu. Yo, dur. Aşağı ineceğiz. Ha, şuradan doğru tamam.
Don't worry. The ship is equipped with 2 backups for the life support system.
I need to pack up and get out of here. What is it now?
Görüşürüz dostum. Seni sevdim. Tekrar bunları anladım.
Separation complete.
Tamamdır beyler. Bu görevi de burada bitirelim. Takip ettiğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Güzel bir görev oldu. İyi bir görev. Bu arada daha çok muhabbete girdik. Vurmaya girmedik. Şantaj işine girmedik. Ay şantaj işine girdik pardon. Daha iyi oldu böyle. Bakalım bundan sonra ne gelecek. Bakalım Legacy'ye doğru yolumuz var. Takip etmeyi unutmayın. Görüşürüz.